I was born in Arkansas back in '38, raised up in slavery under another man's name. When the war broke out, I ran for my life, crossed into Indian territory, just trying to survive. Learned the land the hard way, where the outlaws hide. Among Cherokee and Creek I lived and learned to ride. I couldn't read a word, but I knew right from wrong. Out where the law was scarce, I learned about life, how to survive. That badge meant something when I pinned it on. The law was still the law when the trail got long. Warrant in my hand, riding through that land, I brought 'em in alive, best I could. In 1875, they pinned that badge on me, made me U.S. Deputy Marshal out of Fort Smith on the Arkansas line. Judge Parker sent me after men on the run into Indian territory to bring 'em in for the law. I rode near all of Oklahoma territory, through heat, cold, and hard country that killed many a man. Most men rode in groups, I rode that territory alone. Out where the law was needed, that's where I carried the law. That badge meant something when I pinned it on. The law was still the law when the trail got long. Warrant in my hand, riding through that land, I brought 'em in alive, best I could. Didn't ride in fast, didn't draw for show. I learned to take my time, get close before they know. Sometimes I'd walk in like I was one of their own, sit down by the fire, let 'em think they weren't alone. Waited for the right moment when the truth would show, and then I'd stand and tell 'em, boys, it's time to go. Didn't raise my voice, didn't have to say much. Most came in quiet when I put 'em in cuffs. That badge meant something when I pinned it on. The law was still the law when the trail got long. Warrant in my hand, riding through that land, I brought 'em in alive, best I could. Had a family back home while I rode that line. Long days on the trail, still they were on my mind. 11 voices waiting every time I'd ride in, and one day a warrant had my own son's name. Didn't send another, I took that ride myself. Looked him in the eyes, did what had to be done. Put the cuffs on him, had to bring him in. That badge meant something when I pinned it on. The law was still the law when the trail got long. Warrant in my hand, riding through that land. I brought him in alive best I could. Did what I believed, even when it hurt. Some things don't come easy, but you do the work. That badge meant something, still does to me.